A fight to the death, a short story for your enjoyment. With the clanging of a bell, Jack and Brock woke up on opposite sides of a large room. A monitor to Jack's right and Brock's left had a split screen with showed their wives tied up and blindfolded. Through a speaker system, they were told they would have to fight to the death to save their wives, and a sword dropped from the ceiling for both. When they said they wouldn't fight, drills appeared over the heads of the women, and both men knew now they had no other choice. They picked up their swords and began approaching the center of the room, weapons pointed at each other. At a striking distance, they both said their goodbyes. They had been friends for 30 years. Each was the best man at the other's wedding. Jack made a thrust, which Brock parried and followed up with a slice to Jack's forearm. The gash was about 4 inches, and blood began gushing. Both men begged their captors not to force them to do this, but the answer came back that only one of them can survive. Brock made a swing at Jack's wounded arm. Jack deflected the blow in time, but failed to make an injury to Brock on his follow-up. They circled the room like cats stalking their prey for several more minutes, neither man truly wanting to kill the other, but they both wanted to save their wives. Jack made a swing at Brock's head. Brock ducked and countered with a blow to Jack's injured arm, severing it at the elbow. As Brock moved in for the kill, Jack made his Hail Mary move and threw his sword at Brock's chest. The weapon impaled the man, and Brock fell forward towards Jack. He couldn't avoid the falling man, and Jack was also impaled. Both men died in each other's arms. 2 weeks later, Sarah, Jack's wife, and Bronwyn, Brock's wife, were sipping margaritas on the beach in Bali. Their little insurance scam had so far paid off, and they were living like queens high on the hog. All the loose ends in their insurance scam were tied up, or so they thought. Their waitress had brought them another round of cocktails. Several feet away from them was another woman who had herself propped up on her forearms reading a book. She carefully turned the pages to keep Sarah and Bronwyn in frame. The book was actually a camera recording 2 women talking about watching their husbands die. One of the loose ends, who as tied up as the saying goes, left a letter with her sister to be delivered to the authorities in the event of her untimely death. The USA did not yet have an extradition treaty with Indonesia, but there was nothing stopping U.S. law enforcement from taking vacations there. Just don't tell them you're law enforcement and what you're really doing. Drink after drink, Sarah and Bronwyn got looser with their lips, pretty much setting up the rope on the hangman's scaffold and sticking their own necks in it. The U.S. agents simply had to wait until they came back to the States, a wait that was 3 weeks. Sarah and Bronwyn got to the customs agent and were directed to follow his supervisor to the office. It was here they were met by their cocktail waitress. Both women were in shock and knew the jig was up. And as usual among the criminal element, they turned on each other. Both claimed the other was the true mastermind. It didn't matter. They had everything they needed to send the other to death row. If you like that short story, subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. And don't forget to check out the other places I've posted in the links in the description.